Hey y'all, it's Shan Crawford, Life Transformation Coach. I want to talk to you guys about today, Saweetie, and all of this talk around her pretty privilege and how she's been doing all of these performances lately that have been just really sloppy and mediocre, and how people are upset about that mostly because of the colorism thing, and how they feel like she's just getting all of these opportunities and being put in the forefront, getting this visibility, and she's not necessarily as talented as some of the people who might be darker skinned, or not even as just a dark skin thing, but a attractiveness thing that people who might not be considered as pretty as someone like Saweetie just not getting the kind of opportunities that she's getting, even though they may be just as talented or more talented than her. So I wanted to talk about that because I can't lie and say that, you know, pretty privilege isn't something that I don't, it's something that I see in my everyday life. So I would never deny that actually happens, and it's sad to me. But what I will say is that, one, I want to bring up the other perspective of the person who is putting themselves out there, regardless of if you're pretty and you're given opportunity or not, and you're not up to par to fulfill that opportunity. You still have to think about that person who's putting themselves out there, who's pushing themselves to do whatever it is that they're not all the way equipped to do. That takes guts, that takes courage, regardless of if you've been admired or told that you're pretty. Like, it still is not easy to do something that might make you look stupid or embarrass you. So let's first acknowledge that, because people want to say, oh, pretty people get this and get that, but they don't want to acknowledge the other things that come along with that. And then you also have to understand that with pretty privilege comes levels of harassment that maybe someone else that is not as attractive may deal with as much. I'm not saying that doesn't happen to people who might not be considered pretty in a broader sense, or the typical modern societal standard of what pretty or beautiful is. I don't like calling anyone ugly. I think that everyone is beautiful in their own way, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And it's the fact of the matter is that in our society, there is a certain standard for beauty. This is, beauty looks a certain way. And when someone doesn't fit those standards, they're considered to be less attractive or not attractive. And that doesn't go to say that these things don't happen to them. I'm just saying that you should consider that, there are a lot of people who are given flack or would be considered really pretty people who were molested by their own parents and had to, deal with being passed around or being someone's sex object, or being at work and always having to deal with this boss that wants to get with them and that's not what they desire, and having to do those kinds of things people don't think about when they want to say and throw out these grievances about pretty privilege. But what I will say that I feel like we can learn from someone like Saweetie, who may not be considered top of the tier talent, or maybe even deserving of the kind of opportunities she's been given, I will say that looking at that should be a source of inspiration for you, regardless of if you think you fit in the pretty category or not. If people who are mediocre are willing to embarrass themselves in order to get to a level of success that they desire, then you, whoever you are, whatever you look like, whatever it is that you are talented in, whatever it is that you do desire to do, whatever it is that you are passionate about, this is something that you should look at as inspiration. Because if someone who isn't as attractive and isn't as talented can make it, regardless of if they're pretty or not, regardless of the opportunities that are given to them or not, then that should give you some hope about you being more talented or more qualified for whatever it is that you want to go for, to go for it, instead of just expecting, that they give it to so-and-so. Like, do what you need to do to get what you want out of life. Don't just submit to that idea. And if you feel insecure about your own capabilities, understand that you get better with time, and that regardless of if you think you're going to fail or you think you're going to embarrass yourself or look stupid, and you want to save face, that it's worth it to go to reach a level of success or for the end goal, even if you're not at the top of your game, to go for it. So that's what I wanted to say about Saweetie's pretty privilege, and hope that you took something from that and that we can learn from that, because your girl is a life coach. And if you felt like you enjoyed the video, definitely donate with your energy and give your girl a like. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, so hit the subscribe button if you want to hear more content like that. Also, if you hit like, I'll know, what kinds of videos that you enjoy and would like to hear more from me about. So hope to see you next time.